Jackson digs it out. Hunsinger with a setup to Rivers. Rivers delivers. Pass to the basket. Gets the friendly roll to go right there. Ava Cook now with 4 points to go here. Drives, finds Camden Bell. Right wing three is up. And good. Yes. Camden Bell making it rain, baby. Gerald for battling in this bat so far. The 1-2 pitch. Gets her swinging for strike three. A job well done by Zoe Koger, getting the strikeout for out. 3-1. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the left center field. And gone! Quentin James with a big fly of his own, a 2-run shot. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network, here on YouTube.com, as well as the IHSAA Champions Network here from beautiful Raider Gymnasium in Selma, Indiana, here with tonight's opening round of the 2025 Delaware County Volleyball Tournament here between the 9 and 12 Cowan Blackhawks as they take on your 19 and 5 Wapahani Raiders. Again, as always, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Here with our Raiders Live pregame show. Again, presented by Henry Community Health Sports Medicine Director Tony Cox. Wapahani coming into this ball game, obviously got a good win the other night there on Tuesday evening. It was an MEC matchup there with Union. And, Wapahani just went out there, took care of business, won that one in straight sets rather handily, 25-6, all three sets. And, I had mentioned this in the broadcast the other night, how you should never take your opponent lightly, regardless of what the record is, whatever the case might be. You've got to come out here and take it to your opponent. We've seen that on Tuesday night. You look here at this Cowan team, they're below 500. Still a pretty, solid-looking team, though. I mean, they're hovering right there, right around 500, though. And regardless, though, of what the record is, we've got to come out here and play some of our very best volleyball of the year. This is, we've seen it throughout the course of the year. We've played very well a lot of the time. But, yes, everybody's going to have some hiccups here and there. That's been very few and far between here for this Raider volleyball team. But it's going to be extremely important that they come out here tonight, set the tone early and often, get off to a great start, and really build some confidence, build momentum, and hopefully that will lead into what will possibly be a matchup there on Saturday afternoon there with the Delta Eagles. So, we've got to be really clicking on all cylinders here this evening. A good start there on Tuesday night there to the week. You want to back that up with an even better night here on your home floor in this county volleyball tournament to start off this opening round matchup here between Wapahani and Cowan. So looking forward to seeing how the Raiders not only build off of their previous successes and other games, but now, you got to look at the big picture. I mean, yes, obviously you got to take it one game at a time, but, you're looking to build momentum and build confidence leading, not only towards Saturday, but throughout the rest of the regular season and then the postseason play. So it should be a good matchup. Hopefully Wapahani will play at their highest potential here tonight here against Cowan Blackhawks. Again, we'll step aside. We'll be back here again with tonight's rosters and tonight's first serve. Again, this has been a Raiders Live pregame show presented by Henry Community Health Sports Medicine Director Tony Cox. We'll be back with more here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. We greatly appreciate your encouragement. Good luck to both teams, and please enjoy tonight's game. Now at this time, let's meet tonight's teams. First, for the visiting Cowan Blackhawks. Number 1, Jimmy Abbott. Number 2, Brian Coon. Number 3, Taylor Young. Number 5, Savannah Hall. Number 6, Owen Blaze. Number 9, Cora Wright. Number 10, Gabby Webb. Number 11, Kaylin Jett. Number 13, Miley Williams. Number 17, Delaney Gillespie. The Blackhawks are coached by Amber Huber. Now let's meet the home team tonight, the Wapahani Raiders. Number 1, Taylor Dudley. Number 2, Gabby Rivers. Number 3, Maren Hopkins. Number 4, Kaylee Clements. Number 5, Kelly Mercer. Number 6, Caroline Hunsinger. Number 7, Nola Baker. Number 8, Nora Williams. Number 10, Addie Barnes. Number 11, Olivia Walters. Number 13, Journey Mays. And number 15, Maddie Grove. The Raiders are coached by Valerie Wells. Again, tonight's line judges, Mr. Sean Sherby and Mr. Bobby Moore. And our up referee this evening, Mr. Lynn Blevins. Our down referee is Ms. Mary Goff. All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com as well as the IHSAA Champions Network. And hopefully everyone was able to hear those rosters clearly for both Cowan and for Wapahani here this evening. But again, it's the opening round of this 2025 Delaware County Volleyball Tournament. Obviously, you get to this time of the year. Obviously now, you know that it's right here towards the end of the year. But you see some of the very best volleyball that there is to see here in the state of Indiana. And a lot of that comes right here from the Delaware County area. And we've seen it in that first ball game here of the night. Yorktown took down Daleville in straight set fashion, 25-9, 25-16, 25-15 to advance to the semifinal round there on Saturday morning. That will be in a 11 a.m. start time there with the Westdale Warriors. So congratulations there to the Yorktown Tigers as they will be taking on Westdale there Saturday morning. Daleville, again, wishing them all the very best throughout the rest of their regular season and postseason play. As we are ready to get things going here tonight, we have number 6, Owen Glaze, back to serve. Tonight's game officially underway here at 7:34 p.m. here on this Thursday, October the 2nd of 2025. Again, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Hope all of you have had a great week so far, and looking to end the week here with, well, about as good a volleyball as you're going to find around here, no doubt about that. As Walters records the kill to put Wapahani on top 1-0. Again, you head into Saturday's ball games, when you see the likes of Yorktowns and the Deltas and, potentially Wapahani. All of these county schools have had very, very good programs throughout the years. Some are a little bit on the downward spiral here a little bit, in recent years, but still have a very rich history of championship winning programs, with Westdale, Cowan. We've seen it a couple different times with both of those teams. Daleville's had some very good teams. And so, this time of the year always brings out a lot of excitement for all these young ladies to perform at a very high level. And that ball ends as the line judge, Sean Sherfy. Again, our officials this evening, we have our up referee, that is Mr. Lynn Blevins. Our down referee is Mary Goff. And our line judges, Bobby Bohr and Sean Sherfy. So appreciate all of our officials here this evening for all they do. And big thanks to all 4 of them for being here tonight because, again, without them, we have no ball game. So sure do greatly appreciate them. And that will tie things up here at 2. So, again, Cowan will have number 13, Miley Williams, back to serve. Again, after a 2-0 start from Wapahani, the Blackhawks came right back with a pair of their own. That was received there by Hopkins. Right back to her. That was blocked, but ball went out of bounds as Hopkins will cash in there for Wapahani. Maddie Grove back in here for the Raiders, seeing her first action here of the evening. Callie Parker back to serve. You know, I've said it numerous times, throughout the course of the season right there is Hall will record the kill to tie it at 3. And that will have number 2, Brylan Kuhn, now subbing in for the Blackhawks with number 1, Demi Abbott, back to serve. But I've said it, throughout the course of the season many times here, as far as, Wapahani from a attack standpoint have so many options that they can go with. And everybody contributes. I mean, it's really quite phenomenal. It's been a little bit since we've had so many good hitters on our team as far as all at once. It's been a little bit of time, but it's so much fun to watch. But when you've got Marin, leading the way, you've got Cammie Rivers, Olivia Walters, Tatum Dudley, and then you start throwing in Maddie Grove. You got Nola Baker, where she has really been a nice spark plug to the offense here for Wapahani in her freshman year. But it's nice to see all these girls really clicking on all cylinders. And you have to obviously have a really good setter to be able to get on the ball. And that right there is Caroline Hunzinger. As we'll have a substitution, Gabby Webb now in the ball game, as Hall is back to serve there for the Blackhawks, and she'll serve that one out of bounds. So back and forth we go. A couple of serving errors back-to-back times, as Cammie Rivers will return to the floor for Wapahani. But just a well-oiled machine the Raiders have right here, and looking to continue to build off that success. So again, that will be an ace there for Hopkins. And really, I'll tell you another thing, and I've mentioned this before too. Even when you bring in some other subs that primarily just play JV, but will come in different times in some games there with some of those bench players, with the likes of Journey Maines, Nora Williams, Addie Barnes, Kaylee Clements has done a really good job here as well. So that's why it's important. You have to have depth and you have to have trust. And when your coach and your teammates are able to trust you, no matter if you're a regular, as far as always in the rotation, or one that comes in off the bench that might get very limited playing time or hardly ever playing whatsoever at the varsity level, just periodically here and there. But when your number is called, it's nice to know that your coach trusts you, and so does your teammates. And I think that gives a lot of these girls even that much more confidence every ball game and every time they're in there. So extremely important, I think, to really make note of that as well. So Hall sets it on up there. That was to number 11, Jet. And the point there for Wapahani, as they say, that will be 4 hits here on the Blackhawks. So a 10-4 Raider lead. Again, Hopkins still back to serve. That will be received there by Taylor Young, and just out of bounds. Nice job there by Tatum Dudley. Again, court recognition, understanding where she's at. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor taken here by Cowan. 11-4 is your score. We'll step aside, and we'll be back here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here with our next Home Elite Real Estate Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton game break. Again, 11-4 is your score here in set number 1. Again, we hope everyone's kicked back and relaxed and enjoying this evening. And hopefully, like I said earlier, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Thursday or a terrific Thursday as we look forward to Friday. And I know with Wapahani, I'm sure most area schools are looking forward to that fall break. I know out here at Wapahani, that's coming up next week. So tomorrow, the final day until about a week and a half from now when the Raiders will be back in session. Hunzinger on to Rivers, deflected there at the net. Couldn't tell who that might have been. It could have been Coon. There for the Blackhawks on the attack. Good up right there. Here comes Rivers. Dug out by Hall. Good ball to work with there for Abbott. Hunsinger back to Grove. Oh, look at that. Great core awareness, reading the defense like a book and putting that one smack dab right there on the right-hand side, and that is in there for the kill there for Maddie Grove. It's now 12-5. We'll have Kaylee Clements back to serve. Also, Olivia Walters back in the ball game. Received there by Hall. Set up by Abbott there on to number 11. That was Jett just a moment ago. Back to Walters. Full steam ahead. 13-5, Wapahani. And we will have a substitution here for the Blackhawks, number 16, which is not on the roster sheet. How about that? So that one hit into the net. Again, this is something that, we went over before the game. Make sure everybody roster-wise was on there, and everybody was on there. So not quite sure where things went wrong on that, but we apologize there to that young lady for not knowing what her name is. And look at Cammie Rivers delivering the goods. Laying the Samaka down on that one, 15-5. Set up there by Abbott. Free ball for the Raiders. Here we go. There's Dudley. Hunzinger. Hopkins. Again, just a soft touch. Looking to go for the heavy hammer right there. Instead, just kind of pulled up and dropped that one on in there. So nicely done there by Barron Hopkins. Received by Hall. Abbott. Now on there to number 10. That was Webb as she hit that one out of bounds. And we will get another timeout from Cowan. So again, we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during this timeout this time around. We do want to make mention here of a few things. First and foremost, the Selma Lions Club breakfast this coming Saturday, so a couple days from now, October the 4th, from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. They'll be having their breakfast. Again, you see what that breakfast includes. The adult breakfast is $11. Children under 11 years old is $5. Again, all proceeds will go towards Christmas in Selma. Again, Christmas in Selma will be on December the 6th, 2025. So again, all proceeds will go there to the Christmas in Selma. Also on Saturday, another food opportunity. The annual chili supper put on by the Liberty Township Volunteer Fire Department. Again, 3 to 8 p.m. there at the fire department. Again, you can see the address right down there, 408 North County Road 600 East there in Selma, Indiana. So please go out, support not only the Christmas in Selma celebration, but as well as, we're supporting the Selma Lions Club and the Liberty Township Volunteer Fire Department. Again, we'll make more announcements about that, again, throughout the rest of the ball game right here. That's not the only time you'll see that or hear about it. So Again, Clements still back to serve here for the Raiders. Darn near fell in there for an ace. Rivers, Hunzinger. And they will get it over. Nice job staying with it there by Hunzinger. And that one hit out of bounds by Williams. So again, Cowan actually started off pretty good. Believe it or not, this game was at one point 5-4. And then the wheels fell off for the Blackhawks. Collecting up in the air. Good job right there. Walters on the attack. Abbott couldn't get out of the way there of Kuhn. And we'll have a substitution now. Number 9, Cora Wright will sub in for Cowan. And out of bounds. They're off the serve there from Clements, but darn good stretch of points right there for Clements and the Raiders. So Parker back in the ball game. Number 9, Cora Wright, back to serve for the Blackhawks. Received by Hopkins. Hunzinger on to Rivers in the middle and had the reach a little too far back for that one. And sent that one flying. Hopkins sets it up to Rivers and just out of bounds. So a couple little errors here. The Raiders have got to clean up. Parker's there. Hunzinger on to Hopkins. Sends that one deep in the back row. Hopkins again with the dig. Hunzinger tries to drop it in there and ends up working out perfectly, catching the defense off guard. 21-8. And Caroline will be back to serve for Wapahani. Good serve right there. Very good serve. Parker, Hunzinger, Walters, yes! The recipe for success right there. Beautifully done. That was a great pass there from Parker. Excellent setup by Hunzinger, and Walters continuing to do her thing. And that is absolutely tormenting the volleyball. Mercy. And that one out of bounds off the serve. I think that's roughly about our third error, I think, in this ball game. So I have number 6, Glaze, back to serve for Cowan. There's Parker. Hunzinger on the Rivers. Hall full steam ahead. Hits that one straight in the net. 23-9 now. Cammie Rivers back to serve for Wapahani. Just 2 more points to get to open up this ball game with a first set win, as that will be another ace for Cammie Rivers. And another one. That is right there. That's how you end the opening set right there in quick fashion. 25-9. Wapahani takes tonight's first set here from Raider Gymnasium. Again, stick around here with us. We've got set number 2 coming up right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, again, welcome back here on the WHS Network. Did want to take another opportunity right here once again to promote the Selma Lions Club breakfast, again, this coming Saturday, October the 4th, 7:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m. Again, all proceeds going towards the Christmas in Selma celebration. That will, again, have a adult breakfast at $11. Children under 11 years old will be $5. Again, that's what the breakfast includes. Great time, great fellowship, and go support not only the Christmas in Selma, but also the Selma Lions Club, where they would love to have your support as well. And again, to the Liberty Township Volunteer Fire Department annual chili supper fundraiser, October the 4th. So a couple of great food opportunities. You can get breakfast early in the morning, then go for lunch and dinner that evening, and support both great causes. We'd love to see you guys out there. So again, that's coming up this Saturday as we open up set number 2 here tonight. Again, Cami Rivers back to serve. So 1-0 Wapahani. And some miscommunication right there. Now 2-0. So a 3-0 start here for Wapahani. Great serve once again there from Cami Rivers. There's Parker, Huntzinger. A little missed timing, but Walters getting the job done. We have the right hand, left hand shuffle, and the left hand got it done. 4-0. Hall gets the cross, free ball from the Raiders. Here comes Hopkins. Now to the right side, Dudley going right down the line, but great hustle there from Young. But unfortunately there for Cowan, send that a little too far long, and 5-0 as we'll have a Cowan timeout here on the floor. We will go ahead and stay right here with you during this timeout, because we would like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. Again, we'd like to send out a big thanks here to our next home elite hometown realtor, Courtney Felton. Great teams win with heart, hustle, communication, and trust. And those are some great values that next home elite hometown realtor Courtney Felton brings to every real estate move. Whether you're buying or selling, she is there to use her local roots to meet your real estate needs every step of the way. Call Courtney Felton at 765-748-6334 for all of your real estate needs. Also a big thanks here to Henry Community Health Director of Sports Medicine, Tony Cox. At Henry Community Health, Sports Medicine Enhancing Performance, we take care of our Raiders. Tony Cox, your certified athletic trainer, is here to get our athletes back in the game and to help them get better, stronger, and faster than ever before. For all of your rehab and recovery needs, contact Tony Cox with Henry Community Health Sports Medicine Performance Enhancement. They're at 765-521-1131 and make your appointment now. So 6-0 again. The serve receiving errors continuing to mount, along with other issues so far here for Cowan at the beginning of this one here in set 2. Set up there to Williams, Rivers, Huntzinger. Backs up there to Tatum Dudley, but nice job there by number 16, Aiden Morgan. Good up right there and to be able to get that one back over the net. But once again, Maren Hopkins doing her thing, cashing in. to put the Raiders on top by a lucky number 7. Shanked off to the right side, and that's going to head into the student section. So there's another ace for Cammie. Abbott sets it up the hole there on the left side. Hopkins digs it out. Hunzinger sets it up, and Hopkins bringing the hammer. Oh, heck yes. Set to Hall. Rivers digs it out. Hunzinger now on to Hopkins. Sent deep there to the back row. Morgan's there. Now on to number 13, Williams. Hopkins back to the left side again. And we've got a net violation. Again, hit the net on the swing. So 9-1. In comes Noah Baker. That's a great start to the second set, though. I'll take that all day, every day. We've got number 13, Miley Williams, back to serve. Received there by Parker, and unfortunately Hunzinger couldn't quite get to it in time. Again, that pass was set up very low, and Hunzinger couldn't get there in time. Love a hustle, though. Just got to get back at it right here. Good ball there by Parker. Baker from the back row. Better believe it. The freshman, she can get it done too. Just one of many offensive threats here for Wapahani. So Callie Parker back to serve. Set up to the right side to Hall. That one's out of bounds. Good job there by Baker, pulling them hands down. And watch that one sail over the white line. Parker, Hunzinger, Dudley, yes. Oh. Okay, well, so yeah, they said no touch. So we will continue on. So 11-3 now. We'll have a substitution back in the ball game. I believe that was Brylan Kuhn, I believe. So that one will fall in here for Wapahani. We'll have Tatum Dudley now back to serve. And the Raiders in the driver's seat. Looking to keep the pedal to the metal. Not giving the Blackhawks any kind of hope in this one. Hopkins, nice job right there from number 3, Taylor Young of Cowan. But unfortunately, that will be 4 hits on the Blackhawks as they're unable to get that one back over the net. Parker, Hunzinger, Grove. That was a pancake there from Young. But again, unfortunately, there for Cowan, all of their passes, they couldn't really get the ball much more above than a foot and a half above the ground. So not much to work with. So another timeout here from Cowan. We will step aside for one of our own. Again, this message brought to you by Sam Pierce Chevrolet. All right, folks, welcome back. You did miss a little bit of the action because both teams returned from the timeout a little early. And so we stayed there on a commercial break to get that commercial in. 16-3, but again, you only missed 1 point, ended up being an ace for Tatum Dudley. But 16-3, Wapahani all over Cowan here in set 2. And again, looking to keep it going here in this right direction. Shank backwards, another ace for Tatum. Heck yes. Nice serve again. Set up to Hall. Dudley's there. Hunzinger. Hopkins on the attack. Again, Hall was there to slow it down a little bit. Now Grove from the middle. Oh, heck yes. A thunderous hit right there from Matty Grove. Oh, then look at Hunzinger. Look at that. Just dropping it in there. Absolutely beautiful. 19-3 Wapahani. I believe that might have been received there by Kuhn. Nonetheless, Cowan gets it over. Here comes Hopkins again. Oh, dropping the hammer again as she nailed that one to the floor. And an ace. That's the third or fourth dealt here by Tatum. And we'll get a substitution for the Blackhawks. Number 6, Glaze back in the ball game. As number 16, Morgan will have seats. They'll get it over. Nice job right there from Demi Abbott. Get that one back over. But they have no answer for Marin Hopkins. Just absolutely devastating hits. Look like Marin might need to ice that shoulder after the ball game. Hall gets it over. There's Parker. Hunzinger. Grove on the attack. And that's going to be 4 hits. All right, so in comes number 10, Gabby Webb. And serving will be number 5, Savannah Hall. (22-6). Blackhawks here trying to string some points together. It's what a little 4-0 run. They've got a 5-0 run. All right, just got to get back at it right here. Can't worry about that last point. Phew, nice job. That was excellent work there from Caroline Hunzinger. Now number 10, Gabby Webb on the attack. And that one's served to the moon. 23-9 In comes Cammie Rivers for Nola Baker. And Marin Hopkins back to serve. Looking to conclude this second set right here, right now. Abbott tips it over. There's Dudley, Hunzinger, and Hopkins too far along right there as it's now 23-10. So again, good job here from Cowan. They're continuing to fight. I mean, heck, they was down 22-3, and now they're only down, now 24-10. Pretty good stretch of points, considering he was down by nearly 20 points. So this will be set point here. Kaylee Clements back in the ball game. Olivia Walters in there as well. Clements back to serve. Short serve there. Right on top of the net. And Wapahani will take set 2, 25-10. So they now currently have a 2-0 lead. Again, stick around. Set 3 coming up right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
Hi, this is Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate. Next Home is a real estate company that prioritizes community involvement, and we have a humans over houses philosophy. We specialize in both property listings and buyer representation, ensuring top-notch service with top producing agents. Our mission is, and has always been, to enrich people's lives by helping them find their next home. Next Home Elite Real Estate consistently maintains open communication, and we build trust through honesty and integrity. Whether you're listing $1 million property in a gated community, or you are a first-time home buyer just starting the process, at Next Home Elite Real Estate, our agents are committed to providing exceptional service and expertise. We actively participate and invest in local events, local sponsorships, charities, and initiatives to strengthen community bonds. Our agents love being a corporate sponsor to Ball State University, and when you choose Next Home Elite Real Estate, you never know who you're going to run into.
After working with Next Home Elite Real Estate, I knew that I would be choosing them for future transactions simply because they communicated throughout the entire process, they were friendly, and they were tenacious marketers working for me so I can achieve my goals.
Voted as the best real estate company in Muncie's quest for the best, I want you to know we are more than a real estate company. We're part of your community. We are creating lasting relationships and emphasizing the human element in every transaction.
A lot of times, a new home is a joyous event, a promotion, a celebration of marriage, relocation, but this wasn't that type of event. We needed someone in a company who cared about us, who showed compassion and empathy. Our realtor was with us the entire time. He sat and grieved with my sisters and I. He realized that this wasn't about money, but about taking care of our family home.
When you're ready to buy or sell a home, contact Next Home Elite Real Estate at 765-729-5181 or visit our website at mynexthomeelite.com.
All right, welcome back in here, volleyball fans, with our Next Home Elite Real Estate hometown realtor Courtney Felton game break. And Wapahani up 2-0. Again, hope all of you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Did want to send a couple of shout-outs to some wonderful people. Barbara Wilmoth, again, always tuning in from South Carolina. And also to Bob Taylor. He's here tonight, but always like sending him a shout-out. Wonderful guy, and appreciate him. And we appreciate all of you for always tuning in and being supportive of us and these awesome student athletes out here on the floor tonight for both Cowan and for Wapahani. And Cowan will start off with the lead to open up set 3, 1-0. So we'll have number 6, Owen Glaze back to serve. And that's going to be in the net, evens it up at 1. And now Cammie Rivers back to serve. Received right there by number 9, Wright. Hall will get it over. Rivers, Hunzinger, and Walters was able to get that one back over, and then Blackhawks were kind of all out of sorts as the ball started heading backwards instead of forwards. So 2-1. Again, those of you that are just tuning in for the first time this evening, again, we do want to say welcome. Thank you for choosing to spend your evening here with us on the WHS Network. Again, Wapahani took the first 2 sets here in this one, 25-9, 25-10, and that will be 2 hits on Dudley to even it up here at 2. But again, Yorktown won the first game of the evening as Nola Baker will check back in here for Cammie Rivers. But again, Yorktown took the first game of this opening round of the county tournament over Daleville earlier, 25-9, 25-16, 25-15. So again, they advanced to play Westdale on Saturday morning. That will be an 11 a.m. start time, while the winner of this Wapahani and Cowan game will then take on the Delta Eagles at 12:45, approximately, maybe a little bit earlier. You never know, depending upon how that first game goes. But okay, it was a in the net violation here on Wapahani, they say. So we switch the score around, 3-2 Cowan now. And what is going on? Okay, number 2, Brylan Kuhn will now sub in for the Blackhawks. Number 13, Miley Williams back to serve. That's received by Parker. Walters gets it over. On the attack there, I believe that was number 11, Kaylin Jett. And how about that by Wapahani? Hopkins even surprised herself right there. So Parker back to serve. And there will be an ace. Hall on the attack. Parker lays out full extension. So does Baker. Then Hopkins gets it over. Abbott sets it up to Hall. And that one's a little too long and a little too far out of bounds. And another quick substitution. Number 10, Gabby Webb will check in for Cowan. Oh, look at that. Skips it off the top of the net. There's an ace for Callie. And now another substitution for the Blackhawks. Number 9, Cora Wright in for Brylan Kuhn. Great hustle there from Baker. On there to Hopkins, but left it short. So 6-4 following the miscue. We'll have number 1, Demi Abbott, back to serve for Cowan. And that's going to be a lift. Called right there on the Blackhawks. I believe that was number 10, Gabby Webb. So Tatum Dudley will be back to serve for Wapahani. Good serve there from Tatum. Right side attack by Hall, but was met right there at the net by Maddie Grove. Not only can she do it offensively, but defensively as well. And that one in there for Savannah Hall. Going to find some open real estate there in the middle of the floor. Number 5, again, Hall back to serve. Oh, look at Maddie Grove. Yes. Laying the hammer down again. In comes Cammie Rivers. Baker will have a seat. Marin Hopkins back to serve. I mean, there's just no letdown. I mean, when Wapahani's really clicking on all cylinders, they're tough, very, very tough to beat. But again, I think it's important, to have that consistency. Obviously Hunzinger does a really nice job of spreading the ball around, but it all starts then with a good pass. Then, the right setup there from Hunzinger, or whoever might be setting the ball up, Could be a pass from Parker or, whoever the case might be. But again, more times than not, that's going to be, Hunzinger setting it up. But, there's just so many options that can make big plays and can make a big impact for Wapahani. Dudley there from the back row. I believe that was Young, potentially, that might have gotten that dig right there, but that ball ends out of bounds for Cowan. Point Wapahani. In comes Kaylee Clements. And Walters also back in here. And so, again, there's no letdown here. When Olivia comes out, Maddie just goes right in there, handles business. When Maddie comes back out and Olivia comes back in, again, there's no letdown, handling business as usual. And in will come number 16, Aiden Morgan for Cowan. Hall will have a seat. Clements back there to serve. That was received by Webb. On the attack there was Williams. Hopkins digs it, set up to Walters. Abbott now on to Young, and that was mishit. Tossed on to Rivers. Morgan was there, and number 10, Webb gets it over. Back to Dudley. Morgan digs it out. Abbott sets it up to Williams. Good job there by Rivers, about the only play she had. Oh, and Walters just laying it down. Wouldn't be surprised if they don't take a timeout right here. And that's exactly what will happen. 15-6, Wapahani will step aside. We'll be back with more right after these messages. All right, welcome back again here, folks. 15-6 is your score here in set number 3. Again, Wapahani with a 2 sets and none lead. 25-9, 25-10 is the first 2 sets. And I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Hopkins sends that one there along the sideline, and now Cowan hits it backwards, and they won't be able to get it back over. So definitely the wrong way to go from the get-go. And it ends up costing them another point. Good serve from Clements. On to Williams, Hopkins, Hunzinger, Walters. That was a good up right there by Morgan. Give him something to work with. Hunzinger now, the slide by Olivia Walters. And she left that one touch short. Right idea. Just unfortunately didn't work out this time. Nothing wrong with the short serve. I'll tell you what, we've seen that in that first game this evening. I don't know how many times it was very effective for Yorktown against Daleville. And good majority of the time works out beautifully for us as well. Just unfortunately didn't work out this time around. Received by Dudley. Hunzinger on the Rivers. And she will deliver the 18th point of this third set. And Hall very close to the net right there as Abbott was able to tip that over there at the last second. So that point there for Cowan, 18-8 with number 6, Glaze back to serve. Hopkins, Hunzinger, Dudley. Abbott laid out for that one, and Hall will get it over. Free ball for the Raiders. Here we go. Walters once again absolutely tattoos that volleyball. That was downward action on that serve from Rivers a moment ago. Miss hit by Hall. As Wapahani just looking for a handful of points right here. That was a real nice set there from Parker. Hunzinger. Parker was calling for it. Olivia was trying to get out of the way. And unfortunately, it didn't pan out this time around, but 29 nonetheless here. Number 13, Williams back to serve. Baker back in for Wapahani. She'll receive that serve. Here comes Walters again. So Maddie Grove now in. Parker back to serve. Oh, look at that. The short serve ace. Darn near had another one. Parker, Hunzinger, Hopkins. Full steam ahead. So we will have number 17, Delaney Gillespie, now in here for the first time this evening. And Cowan will not get it over. 4 hits. And so match point has arrived. And that will do it. Grove puts the stamp on things here tonight. Signs it, seals it, and delivers another W for Wapahani, as the Raiders will take this one in straight set fashion. 25-9, 25-10, 25-9 to improve to 20-5 on the season and advance to the semifinal round matchup with Delta coming up on Saturday afternoon. Stick around here with us. We'll have more on a Raiders Live postgame show here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. Digs it out. Hunzinger with a setup to Rivers. Rivers delivers. Pass to the basket. Gets the friendly roll to go right there. Ava Cook now with 4 points to go here. Drives, finds Camden Bell. Right wing three is up. And good. Yes. Camden Bell making a rain, baby. Harold for battling in this bat so far. The 1-2 pitch. Gets her swinging for strike three. A job well done by Zoe Koger. Getting the strikeout for out 3-1. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the left center field and gone! Quentin James with a big fly of his own, a 2-run shot. All right, volleyball fans, welcome back here with our Raiders Live post-game show, again presented by Next Home Real Estate Realtor Courtney Felton, again a proud sponsor of us here on the WHS Network. Great night here for Wapahani Raider volleyball as they continue their winning ways. They're against the Cowan Blackhawks 25-9, 25-10, 25-9. With a clean sweep here tonight, they now improve to 20-5 on the season. and now advance to the semifinal round of this 2025 Delaware County Volleyball Tournament. Again, they will be taking on the Delta Eagles. That will be right around a 12:45 start time for that. That could potentially be earlier, could be later. You never know. Depends upon how that first game goes. Again, the first game will be Yorktown and Westdale. So we'll just kind of have to play it by ear here a little bit. It might end up starting, ahead, before 12:45 or potentially after. You never know. Nonetheless, we'll have it live right here on the WHS Network coming up there on Saturday afternoon. All around, just a great job here for Wapahani. I mean, really not much to say. It was a dominating ball game here for the Raiders. Again, we wish Cowan all the very best throughout the rest of their regular season and postseason as well. And, here if you're Wapahani, just, more confidence and more momentum built in your way. It's going to be a tough matchup come Saturday afternoon. Delta took us down in 5 sets to open up the season here about, month and a half ago. And I'm sure Wapahani remembers that and would like to take care of business accordingly. But that Delta's going to be ready for them. So that should be a great battle coming up there on Saturday afternoon right here from Raider Gymnasium. So we hope you guys tune in there for that. Again, we'll have that game right here live on the WHS Network and on our channel there on the IHSAA Champions Network. So a great night for Wapahani. Now with the victory here tonight, again, 20-5 on the season. So, folks, again, we'll see you guys back here Saturday afternoon. Wapahani and Delta there in the semifinal round of the 2025 Delaware County Volleyball Tournament. Until then, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from Raider Gymnasium.